a musical festival once where we got stuck. Mudstock, they called it, because it was what we all didn't realize was, number one, it was on like preserved land. Like the owner of the land, the state was paying him not to develop it or do anything like that.
CRP.
Yeah, and he let this concert happen on it. He got in serious trouble. We were there for at least 36 hours, about 18 of which we spent in our cars sleeping, until we just decided to say F it, and we pushed the cars. We had two different, very similar looking Honda Accords, and we were pushing the cars through at least knee-deep mud as fast as we could. We were like telling the drivers, just keep it going, just go. And we're pushing as hard as we can, and there's a guy on a horse, a Mountie, sheriff guy, like, stop. He looks at us, he goes, holy shit, go. And we got through, and we were like, yeah, sweet. And then Chip, my brother-in-law, looks at me and says, okay, let's go and get the other car. So we're like, let's fucking do this again. So we go up and we do it again. Same horse guy, same everything. Stop. What are you guys doing this for fun? Because it was the same looking car, and we pushed it through. We got him out. It was, oh God, it was a nightmare. And it was, so every time I look at these Burning Man people, I'm like going, hey man, we probably had better music.
And adventures.
Yeah, I bet you didn't drop any X.
No. We had Black Happy, the band play,
Black
which was
Happy.
a great band. Yeah, at the time.
Local.
Yeah, it was a good show. Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with
Here we
cycling. Are you recording? Are you live?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Well,
I just shared that story with
The
everybody.
caption of our post said we may or may not talk about bikes. So
That's true.
we're on theme here.
Yeah.
Before we begin, it's that time. That's right. Sponsor mentions Huel stands for Human Fuel. Affordable, easy, flavorful meal option for the athlete on the go. Try the Black Edition in multiple flavors as your morning shake, or give one of the lunch options such as mac and cheese, curry, or pasta bolognese. Get to Huel.com/Packfiller today and show them you're a listener that wants great food options. I did it today. I have the Black Edition in strawberry shortcake flavor, which is actually quite good. I put it in the shaker. I put a couple ice cubes in there, and then I take it to work. And then by the time I get to work, the ice cubes have melted, and it's good to go. About 300 and some calories. Not a bad way to get going. Next off, Goodr sunglasses, you guys. Fit style, polarized lenses, and so affordable you can buy the whole year long. Get to Packfiller, click the link, and give Packfiller 15 a shot on the discount code. I have to move my mic to the side because I'm noticing my plosives are becoming through the microphone. Affordable excellence might just be a bit more affordable. And finally, Scratch Labs, everybody. Join the revolution. Proper fuel can be great and not mess with your stomach. Scratch Labs has it all, including high-carb mix to get you through the longest of fall fondos. I just watched, speaking of, no, not Scratch Labs. That's Untapped. I'll talk about that one later. But I watched Ted King's Continental
Tour
Divide. Looked absolutely brutal. You just watched the bags on this dude's eyes get bigger and bigger and bigger as the days pass, and his sleep deprivation and his fatigue and his stomach issues. And it made me realize I will honestly 1,000% never do a sleep deprived episode race again. I'm past those days. Yeah. It's just so silly. Yeah. And Lachlan Morton
is doing it on its own,
but he's doing it with proper sleep schedule.
Yeah.
He says he will sleep a specific amount, like every 48 hours or something. Although 48 hours.
Yeah, so like 16 hours? Like 8 every 24? Is that what he's thinking? Is that would be normal?
He should do that. Yeah.
That's another topic for Dr. Dave.
It is. All right, let's do this. Hey, everyone, the classics are coming. See how annoying that is when you do that, you fucking cyclocross people? See how annoying that is?
It isn't.
The classics are coming.
That's motivating is what I think.
Yo, so you guys got excited.
Yeah.
So in other words, I should just shut up and let the cross people do what they want.
What classics?
What spring classics?
Jesus Christ.
It's not even close.
That's
always
the point of the joke. You see, I was explaining. You know what?
He just got off. He just got off.
That
work.
was the point of the joke.
We're far away.
Yeah. It's a long way away. And people are saying,
when you're 60 years old,
Uh-huh.
that's not a long ways.
Oh.
It's like, wow, that's around the corner.
Just around the corner. Doesn't miss a lot.
Well, I killed the theme just to kind of prove a point. Welcome to the Rim Break Bar, where everybody knows your name and they'll all likely have opinions about you. This is this Packfiller Cycling Podcast. I'm your host, Pat Bolger. It is September. See how I did that?
Well done.
I did that?
Yeah.
Wow. Wake me up when September wins. Because I can't.
Yeah.
Oh. You guys think you could do it?
I don't know. I don't know how they're. Anyway, I guess we could
No.
probably end up talking. I think that they're set up to go as far as they can, and I think that Roglic is just sitting in the wings, just going okay.
Yeah.
And same with Vindigo.
Jonas,
Vindigo's there just because when Roglic
Contractual
falls off,
obligations,
then he got
yeah.
another guy.
Right.
Yeah.
To me, it seems just like Sepp should just be sitting in the team hotel room. It's like going, I help both of you guys. It's my turn.
But he's not that way.
I know. He
Yeah.
seems like such a nice
He
dude.
just
Yeah.
he's just there to chug the champagne.
Oh, my
That's
God.
all.
That's my
all.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he rode well the next day. If I would have chugged that much champagne, my headache would have started about 13 minutes later, and I would have been, that's it. That would have been my weekend.
Wise choice on 13. So that's 1 a minute. He had 13 chugs. Gulps.
You counted.
No, I heard it.
Oh.
I heard somebody count it.
His
13.
throw was fairly impressive.
You can watch his Adam apple go 1,
Yeah.
2.
Oh, man. It is September. If you've been watching the Vuelta, it's also time for sweater weather, darker beers, Oktoberfest, and hopefully Pat not gaining too many pounds. Please, God, please just make this the year. I sure hope you guys have been watching the Vuelta. David, I'm assuming you haven't.
No.
Yeah.
I had really
Because
good
Peter
intentions.
Sagan's not in it? Is that why?
I didn't even know that. I watched like the first 5 days, and then life got too busy, and I lost my mojo.
Well, let's see who's here since you pretty much heard from everybody. Tonight's prologue question gets things underway. The question is very simple, very straightforward. Barbie or Oppenheimer? Barbie or Oppenheimer? First off, whenever there's a crash due to tubeless tires happens, he'll be there. Mr. Paul Main, how are you,
Yeah.
man?
I just, look and I'm thinking, wait a minute. Why is that weak tire off that wheel?
It's like you have an alert on your phone. It's
No.
like going, tubeless crash tire alert,
I'm just
tubeless
watching
crash tire alert.
videos like Jay Vines, and it was I was watching the podcast of Lanton Rouge, and they said Jay Vine crashed, and they put on the screen crash, and I'm like, wait a minute, his back, I could see all the sealant off and his back tires off his rim. I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah.
And then
I just
in the
see you as
sprint-
like Harrison Ford from what's the movie where Enhance. Drink 2 tapes to the left. Enhance.
yeah, that
Blade
Blade
Runner.
Runner. It's one of the greatest movies.
Sorry, why didn't you help me, dude?
Wow. Well,
You
it's,
saw me struggling with a
Well-
senior moment. I'm like Mitch McConnell at the podium.
sometimes you gotta let the young ones flounder a little. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so the other one was in that sprint where that DSM rider
Yeah.
went, and he was pushed into the barriers, and you could see he turned his wheel, and then
Oh man.
I don't know if he would have saved it, but boy, it just I took frame by frame, and I was just watching it, and then you could just see that
Enhanced.
tubeless enhanced.
Yeah.
633.
Yeah.
92 enhanced.
You said it right though. You're like, when the tire's gone, man, you ain't pulling it out.
He was
You're
still
not.
clipped in. He was
Yeah.
just starting to clip out, and the tires off. He had no chance of saving that.
Yeah.
You think like a tubed tire or a? I mean,
They don't. That
They
doesn't
wouldn't fall
happen.
off.
It would be hard for a clincher for that to happen. I mean, that happens. Even tubulars. They just don't.
I've had
peel off
tubulars
like that.
roll, but the rim tape stays on.
I've had that too.
Yeah.
So
I feel like a tubed tire. The reason you never see it come off is because it gives out, and then you're on the rim. You
Yeah.
never
But-
get that chance with the tubeless. And then you're right. As soon as it goes, it's done.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's off the rim, and you're.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that a tube tire would have made it that far either. Like a tube tire might not have even made it to the point to give up.
well, I would only go. My argument would be.
I wish I had
don't
popcorn.
think. My argument would be that I have never seen so many tubeless doing this. So many accidents with the tires off. I mean, I've never seen a clincher, and there probably has happened.
Yeah.
And
that's just because there's more people taking pictures.
yeah. We got
You
more.
just see
And
it
there
more
might
often
be-
because the news media is reporting it more.
But, that could be true, to be fair, but still, nevertheless, that's not a problem. And when tubulars rolled off, if that happened to a tubular, you had a 30-day suspension. They're not suspending anybody. So that's called improperly gluing on your
Right.
rim.
Right.
Yep.
I see.
So,
Introductions. He's not here, but I was going to say whenever something is starting on time, he won't be there, Mr. Sam Waples. And the next one, Paul, we didn't get
answer.
your Oppenheimer or Barbie.
well, I don't care about Barbie,
Really?
and I like a little bit of history. So,
Oh, okay.
it'd have
You're
to
an
be
Oppenheimer. I thought you'd be an
Yeah.
Oppenheimer. I figured that anyway.
Quick question: did anybody in this room see either of the movies?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. how
You
I'm
didn't go
supposed
that time?
No, I didn't. You know me. I don't go to anything I plan to go to.
That's
I'm worse than
Sam's
I'm
gig.
worse than Sam,
Oh,
especially
really?
when it comes to like concerts.
Gotcha.
I bought tickets to Spoon the other night, and I was going to
Yeah.
go, and I was super excited. I was psyched all summer long. Concert came, and I was like, I don't want to stand there by myself. I'll look like a creepy old man. And I didn't go, and I hear the concert was great. Next off, whenever something is planned, he will likely show up unannounced. Mr. David Oibel.
Yep, that's me.
Is it you? Yeah, okay. Because usually, like when we announce the show, I'm like, "Who's going to be there?" It's like T-3, 2. I'll be there.
It's me.
And then you're there. Okay, okay.
Well, at least I gave you a heads up.
Yeah,
3 seconds.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. And then usually I take the question for Ask Dr. David and I throw it out the window and I come up with something completely different. Like, what do I do when my rectum collapses?
Asking for a friend. Sorry.
Collapsing rectum. Is that a technical term?
I don't know. I just made that one up.
Yeah, prolapse.
Prolapse. There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And that exists.
Yeah.
Barbie or Oppenheimer?
I haven't seen or
What
really
would you
don't-
pick, though?
I don't even really know what Oppenheimer's about.
Do
I
you
don't-
know
the-
who
the-
the scientist
the
was
weapon.
that developed
About the big bomb.
The atomic
bomb?
Okay, I would be more interested in a movie about that than Barbie. But I hear good things
Okay.
about Barbie.
I've heard nothing bad about Barbie.
Yeah.
Nothing bad.
I do like both the main characters whose names I can't remember right now.
Margot
Barbie.
Robbie,
Margot Robbie
Barbie and Ken.
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
Barbie and Ken.
No.
Those are the characters. The
Well, no,
actors.
the actors.
See, I don't shit in your bed, and so you better be careful. When it comes to professions here.
Thanks for not shitting in my head.
That's not mine.
Next off, whenever something with beer is scheduled, he will hold the camera, Mr. Jackson Bolger.
That's super true.
The beer mile. You're just gonna be like, I'll just sit over here.
I'll wear a garbage bag and wait for the magic to happen. That sounded bad.
Barbie or Oppenheimer?
I did see Barbie, and it's got a lot of really good messages in there, especially for young girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just women in general, and I think it speaks a
It
lot.
sounds like a lot of guys who could learn about not being a dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I mean, I'm speculating. So
I think what's great about the movie is it's got something in there for everybody
yeah.
about society and how it needs to change.
So
and
you're Barbie.
Yeah, I'm Barbie
Okay.
because it
The only,
gives a really, really good message.
the only thing I heard about it was an outtake about Ken. His job was beach.
Yeah.
It cracked me up.
Beach.
My job is beach.
It was a really good movie.
Yeah.
It was funny. It was inspirational. It was great. Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm gonna take that segment and keep it as an audio bite when you said, "Yeah, I'm Barbie." So that'll just be your new
Yeah.
thing when I introduce you.
Okay.
Me, whenever hills are on the menu, I'll be whining. I'm Pat Bolger, and I am. You know what? I think I'm Oppenheimer. I like Chris Nolan. I like kind of how his movies kind of go all over the place, and you don't really know what's happening until you've left the theater. And 3 days later, you go like, "Oh shit, that was the bad guy," or something like that. I keep thinking of Inception or something like that. And he made the Batman movies, so I have to love
It's kind of hard to do with Oppenheimer if you know the story behind
Oh shit, he made a bomb.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know he made the bomb. Yeah. Well, gentlemen, the summer is winding down, and our first cyclocross race is actually tomorrow.
Going?
I'm gonna try. Yeah.
Wow.
It's hard to get here by 6, so let's see if I can get out there by 7.
The e-bike will get you there.
Yeah.
I don't think there are any big road races on the calendar, but there are a few fondos here and there. Does anybody have any plans to pin a number on other than David? Because he said he's going to do cross. Nobody? Anybody?
I mean, unless there's a race around here that's not a fondo, it's kind of it. Yeah.
There's a gravel fondo in Walla Walla this weekend. Walla Walla Grit. Got to throw them a little plug because they're putting on races.
Yeah.
The Corda fondo is
22nd, 3rd.
So a few weeks,
like
probably. Yeah.
Corda fondo. That's pretty much it. And the night shift, cyclocross races, which I gotta plug those guys because I saw a massive mailing by and I'm on the WSBA board and I should probably have said something earlier, but an email came out today where it's like, hey, everybody get excited about cyclocross in the Inland Northwest. Didn't mention night shift.
I saw that.
I was like, they really still think that the state ends at Ellensburg.
Yeah.
So I have a problem with that, but I'll get over it. What was your cycling life over the last week, everybody? Chime in, confess. David's already rubbing his face in... Dude,
not good. Yeah.
What happened? You rode on Saturday with the guys, though.
Yeah, that was it though. That was my ride for the week. I did a gravel ride with my wife the next day, but just no biking. It was too much work. 2 days is not riding. Well, the one day with them, and then the next
day
was a really lovely ride with my wife.
All right, good save.
I was trying to set him up for that too, Paul. I was like, dude.
But I wanted more. I wanted more days of cycling.
Right.
Like 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 2
or 6 or 7 or something. Or 11.
He sounded like he said sex.
Sex.
But
I'd say I did.
There was a Freudian slip.
Yeah. Everybody rewind about 20 seconds and let us know in the comments. Paul, how's your cycling life?
Well, I rode with these guys.
Yeah.
Sunday, I told you guys I had a little knee pain.
Yeah.
I thought by the location I could tell. I thought maybe my seat was low, and I found myself kind of tossing myself back a little bit. It was a half a centimeter.
You didn't put the tip
higher
up?
No.
Just the tip.
Just the tip?
No.
I'm
So
going to do
you
that.
know what?
I'm going to do that with mine because
Tip it up.
my hands are just getting a little tingly. So I just want to bring it
So
up. I
mean, I can ride, and if I tip my saddle a little bit, if I let go of my hands, I'll just slide forward.
Really?
Yeah. So I find that fine point where I can just let go. There's no pressure on my hands. And I have to say to Sam, because he made a comment on our little text group.
Yeah.
I thought, as I was staging for the crit, I'm looking around. These guys are my age. I started looking at, because everybody's kind of got one foot clipped out, not sitting on their saddle. We all have flat or nose up. It's an age thing.
It is.
Yeah. And I don't have genital numbness.
Yeah. I don't either.
Never.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
Sam's doing something wrong.
No, I don't think Sam's doing something wrong. I think it's just like, trying to get a dead squirrel out of a tree. It's just not going to fall. I mean, it's just there. So it's just...
Going to rot up there.
I don't feel anything wrong. Well, that's because it's wrong.
It's because you're numb.
Jackson, how's your cycling week?
Great. Yeah. Between last Tuesday and this Tuesday, I think I rode 5 times.
Dude.
Yeah. So it was good. Yeah.
Any ins?
Both.
Yeah.
Both indoor and outdoor. Just it's really crazy to see what happens when I actually, have a bike.
Yeah, that makes a big difference.
It's crazy what that'll do.
Yeah. You get more rides in that.
Yeah,
you're going to crush this winter now because of that.
I do have to say something. We were finishing up our ride with these two.
Yeah.
I'm riding with them. I said, who's riding it tomorrow? And both of them shot out really quickly. And he says, already rode too many times this week. Okay, he doesn't want to ride with me. David goes, no, I'm riding with my wife. I'm busy this weekend, so I got a feeling I was by myself.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
going to tell you guys why.
Well, they had to wait for me on the hill.
I'm going to go for a gravel ride with my wife.
And that's going to...
No, hang on. I'm going to tell you guys
That's how you said it, dude. That's how you fucking said it.
Later.
That's how it said
to ride with your wife. I'm just telling you, there's some benefits
yeah.
to exercising with your spouse. So.
Oh, or is this a personal story?
Well, no, it's related to the question.
Yeah.
Oh!
Okay. It's foreshadowing.
You're just looking at me like...
All right.
A little foreshadowing.
I actually, for the first time since probably March, got on the trainer on Wednesday last week, just because it was raining here, and apparently I'm the Wicked Witch of the West, and it makes me melt when I go outside. So I hopped on RGT, and
what'd you think?
You know what? I tried to get into a race, but I had connectivity problems because my trainer had been sitting there, waiting for me for 4 months. So I think it just kind of, I had to shut everything down.
Leave it plugged in.
Like, yeah, pretty much. I did. Yeah, and it blinks
you never
when you
know.
walk into the room. Yeah, you never know. And so I had to reset everything and shut the computer down, redo all that. And by the time I turned it back on, the race had started. So I was like, oh damn, that would have been fun. And so I just did kind of a workout on this loop, and
Which one?
I can't recall, to be honest.
Was it hilly?
No.
Flat as a pancake.
Yeah.
So that's the
mildly flat. Yeah. No, it was flat.
Flat as a pancake.
Yeah.
It starts with a D. It's the free one. And it's just a big rectangle.
Pretty much,
right?
with a sprint on each side. Yeah.
That's a great one to do intervals.
That's what I kind of did. I just kind of pushed each of the intervals and just kind of went with it. I was late because I had to restart everything, and I just gave it a shot to see what was going on. And I wish they had longer courses. I do. I don't like loops, and I wish they had something longer. But I understand it, and they're trying to go more realistic in terms of their authenticity of the courses and where they are. And that's, I don't hate that. So I did that, and, I no offense to Zwift. I've ended my subscription with Zwift just because I've got this, and I'm trying to. I also ended my. If you might notice, my my right arm has no strap on it. Yeah, it doesn't end until February, but I found an app on my phone, and I need to look it up so you guys can all know what it is. It is called
Is it Athletic?
Athletic
Grinder.
It is called Grinder. I'm really passionate about it.
Wow. All right.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
Wait, what are we talking about? No, it's what did you call it, Jay?
Athletic.
Yeah, of course. I think they took all the vowels out of it.
There's a Y instead of an E.
Yeah. And it does all the sleep. It does everything like that. It's just basing through your watch. And I'm like, okay, this looks like a more affordable version, and not to bash Whoop, but I'm going to see how that works.
Nice.
My week. Shit, I've been talking too long. Went to Winthrop, Washington on a camping trip with my wife this weekend, and I was fortunate enough to take a bike, and I had a really nice ride on Saturday. I got on my mapping programs, both Strava and Ride with GPS, and I was like, okay, find me a road loop in this region that is about 40 plus miles long. Found like 3 or 4, and I was like, okay, this one looks good. I'll pick this one. It told me it had a half mile of gravel, and so I went on this ride, and it was really nice. And then, okay, here comes the gravel. Okay, blah 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 blah. Mile went by, gravel. Another mile went by, still on gravel on my road bike. And then when I got to this section where I came down a hill, and I'm like, okay, there's the pavement. I'm going to go onto the pavement. It says take a left, take a left, take a left onto a primitive road, gravel, like bad gravel. And I'm like, no, I won't. So I would like everybody who's uploading maps to these software programs who genuinely think that they're being funny to stop it, because there are people like me who want to go for a road ride who are being stuck on your bushwhacking bullshit. And I was a little mad because I was like, this is not a half mile of gravel. This is like a 30-mile gravel ride. And that was the same thing on my bikepacking trip. It was like, I'm going to find you the easiest way there. Okay, I'm going through Trump land, and there are guys who were just going, hey, my pit bulls are going to eat you tonight. And that shit was scary. And I'm out in the middle of nowhere, and it's like, hey, you're not looking out for my best interest. It's bullshit. And so I'm a little mad at the mapping software. Sorry. Where'd I go? What happened? I got a good hike on Sunday with my wife, which was very nice. The trails around Winthrop, Washington are absolutely majestic. And for the first time in my life, I got to take a dog into a pub. And the dog behaved himself.
Really?
Bender behaved
himself. Because
Did you get him drunk?
No, we took him on a 5-mile hike.
Okay.
Nice.
And he was just like, your fries look delicious. And he just couldn't make it, man. It was the best my dog's ever had. So that's what I think people in Europe are doing. They're just doping up their animals.
Yeah, they exercise their animals. They go everywhere.
They do. Assholes. Just random questions that Jackson's kind of funny. I didn't tell you about the fact that we might jump around topics tonight, but if you couldn't live in Spokane and had to go somewhere, where would you go in continental United States? Because Michelle and I always talk about this when we're on trips. We're like going, I could live here. She's like, I could open a flower shop. I'm like, I could open a coffee roaster. And we could just do this. We could live here. We could be cool amongst the locals. And they'd come up with nicknames for us. And it'd be cool. And it'd be awesome. And we're like, nah, let's go home. But if you guys could find a town that you could live in, kind of retirement town. Sorry, Jackson. You're going to have to. I'll let you go first even. So where would that be? And what would the retirement ultimate job kind of forever and happily forever after kind of a thing be? Do you have that? You still trying to conquer the world?
No. Yeah. It's tough because I don't know if I'd really want to, go anywhere else. I think I like
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the temperate weather though that like a California could bring.
Sure.
But I don't really know if I love California people, so it's like it's a tough question to answer. Maybe like I don't have an answer. I don't think. I really like it here.
You don't have to yet have that answer,
I don't have a where the hell would I go to relax all the time. Because I don't know, I like Spokane a lot.
And if you're listening from California, I'll give you Jackson's email.
No, it's okay. It's not that
you said you don't like California people. Don't make me go back.
I don't know if I'm fast paced enough to live in California.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah,
I get it.
I used to get crap for my driving all the time down there.
Really?
It's a different beast.
People just they're like, "Why do you drive so slow?" I'm like, "I'm going the speed limit. I'm just
That's
doing
slow."
Yeah. What are you doing? Everybody's passing.
Really?
Yeah. They drive very fast.
It's either, I've noticed, that especially in the LA area, it's like you're either going 90 or you're going 0.
Yeah, because
there's
you've
no
crashed.
in between. Because you crashed.
Yeah.
David, I'm going up the age ladder.
Okay.
Where would it be? Where would do you have it?
I think I do. I think if I had nothing tying me to Spokane, I've talked about it before in the past. San Luis Obispo, California, for me it has the perfect balance of what I look for in a place for size, cycling, a food scene. It's actually, it's kind of far from the mountains, so I can't like ski and snowboard like I like, but it's, you got to give something up probably.
Yeah.
And you can surf there, which is nice. You can't do that here. And then it's the temperate climate. I used to ride all year round down there.
Oh,
that is nice.
But money would have to not be an issue.
Yeah.
Because it's quite expensive. And then I think I would like to have a coffee shop. That would be my dream. Yep. And maybe some like medicine out of the back or something, steroids for everybody.
Well, I was going to say, what kind of medicine?
Some EPO out of the back.
Steroids for everybody. I think all... Shit, so cut that out of the show. He's kidding everybody. He's kidding everybody.
Just the coffee part. I want to be the barista. I love making coffee.
And you make a good cup of coffee.
Thank you.
You do.
Yeah.
But you got to occasionally use real milk,
I would use real milk for people.
Okay.
Usually when I have a lot of people over, I go get some real milk in case they want it.
He does. Yeah, for people listening, he makes a brilliant cup of coffee. Absolutely gorgeous shot.
I just had one on Saturday.
Yeah, we started the ride at my at Laundry Room Cafe.
Yeah. I also had a shot.
Yes, you did.
This is not the barista's fault. I just think that I have a poor palate when it comes to this. It was strong. I'm not used to just taking straight.
You're mocha frino.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so I'm not used. So I'm not used to taking straight shots of. But that got me crazy after that. I'll tell you. Yeah. Yeah. And of course, no fault of your own. I just want to make that very clear.
And it is a performance-enhancing drug,
Yes.
So
did it come with a little cookie?
It
did. That made it.
A little cookie.
That made it.
So,
Yeah.
It just ties the whole thing together.
and a spoon.
in a spoon.
Yeah.
You got to stir it.
Yeah. Paul, where's your retirement?
I didn't know
what's
you
your
had to
retirement?
stir it.
And you can't say Frankfurt, Germany.
No,
or
it can't.
something like that.
You said in the continent,
continent,
right? Yep. Temperature-wise, I like that whole area of San Juan Capistrano, but I would never want to live there because, again, money's an issue and stuff. But it's just like in the morning, it's it's not bad, and it's just kind of and doesn't really vary temperature-wise. But if I had to be, my wife and I actually looked into moving there. Leavenworth, Washington.
Yeah, I remember you were talking about that. Yeah. Beautiful.
So,
beautiful. But holy crap, it's in the shadows, and you would get a lot of winter.
Yep.
A lot of winter.
Yeah.
I've got,
but Spokane is, right now, it's like the best thing for me. So.
Yeah. I am too. Very much so. For a while there, I was Sandpoint, Idaho, and then I'm sorry to people in Idaho. Your schooling system is absolutely lunacy, and I'm sorry if that's where your schooling system's going. That just tells me about a pretty large demographic, so that kind of scares me. Anywhere with water. I mean, I just need to live on the water, and that was funny this weekend. And Winthrop was beautiful, but you can't live there anymore because you can't afford fire insurance.
Oh yeah,
they're getting to the point where homes are uninsurable there because they keep getting fires threatening every summer. So it's just brutal. Talk to me about your. I'm asking you guys questions about my life, about camping, and I know Paul is just like, no,
I can tap out.
I'll leave. This was the weekend that proved my theory true. I bike glammed this week. We drove our RV to a beautiful campsite. I went for a great ride. I came back. I was able to take a hot shower. I took a nap. We had dinner. I grilled. I had my own dough. I made grilled pizzas. We did all that kind of stuff. Sat outside, listened to music, had a campfire, went to bed, slept like angels. And I'm like going, why would I bike camp? This is bike camping. This is bike glamping. Does that entice you at all, Paul?
No, I don't like.
No.
I would do a hotel if we,
Yeah.
But not in an RV.
Like a White Tiger or something?
No, a White Tiger. I'd rather be.
It's a one and done.
Yeah.
I'd stay there again.
Oh, well.
No, you wouldn't.
I would if the price is
would.
right. If the price is right, I will.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm with you,
No,
Jackson.
I love you guys.
Short.
1,000% I'd stay there. If it was between that and another night with a 50-pound bike and a shithole tent.
That's okay. So it's between that and homelessness, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, in that situation, I'm sorry, but all of you guys in here are lying. None of you would do that again.
I would. I mean, if I go back, if that's the cheapest place to stay,
Yeah.
and if I go back to do that race, that's where I'm gonna stay.
Oh.
I don't mind if I get grease on the bed sheets when I'm cleaning my bike. I don't care.
I'm fine with being called snooty.
I was smart about just keeping all my clothes above the carpet. I peeled the bed sheets back, looked for bed bugs. And once that was clear, yes, I do.
Well, you turn on the light first so the bugs scatter.
Now you wait, you get it, and you just like. Well, I had the curtains open. Just whipped it back. And I still didn't. I didn't put my clothes. Everything was up on the hard table. I wasn't going to take a chance, and no bed bugs. So far
it's a low
it's
bar.
okay.
That's very low.
That's a 3-star, wouldn't you say, Paul?
I don't know.
I think that's pushing a half.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I would say
they're not even on this. They don't even get to participate in the scale.
They're not
of stars.
You're
think so.
serious. It's that. No, it was not that.
You
bad.
need
like a train
you need
car.
to travel to France and see some of their hotels.
Oh, well,
It is not.
I
good.
would love that.
No.
They shit in your
some
bed.
of them you think that was bad, and it's not even yours. So.
All right. Well. Gosh.
If you guys could go anywhere and travel someplace for a week, continental United States, and ride, I guess we kind of answered the question. Would it be pretty much where you dreamt of living?
I think I want to go. I'm always surprised when I go new places at like just the variety. When I moved to Kansas City, it was so much fun realizing like how much good road riding was out there.
Kansas City, I didn't know that.
Yeah, for 2 years.
Wow.
And it was some of my favorite and most fond memories of road cycling. They actually had really great road riding there. Mountain biking, I just wouldn't even buy one.
Really?
It was horrible. But the road riding was excellent. And, places like that, who would have ever thought? So I would love to go somewhere new. I don't necessarily know where I would go, but I would want to do something new, maybe in like Arizona or New Mexico.
New Mexico would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I would imagine that'd be great. Except for, I don't know, cacti.
Yeah.
I just had to find something bad. I know a lot of domestic cyclists came out of it, especially from the 80s.
Well, they still live there. John Fry and I think
Bostic
Norm
and those guys.
Bostic.
Yeah, all those guys. Yeah.
I would really like to see, especially because a lot of high octane athletes live there. I'd like to see like Colorado more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when we went for Leadville, that was the most that I ever saw of Colorado, and I don't know. I think it'd be really cool. Be great altitude training too.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see more of that.
Carson's screaming at his phone right now.
Bend, Oregon.
Bend's the best.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, your house payment is like insane.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't want people to come.
But you said for a week.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Travel for a
I haven't
week.
spent time riding in Bend, Oregon, so I don't know.
Beautiful. It is.
Yeah,
It is
for
nice.
road riding.
Yeah.
I don't do any other.
Oh yeah.
I put down San Juan Capistrano, but I've heard northern L.A. is like unbelievable road riding.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely one of the best.
Yeah. We used
So,
to ride there a lot when I was in San Luis
I mean,
Obispo.
Froome went there to train,
Yeah.
and same with Tom Pidcock.
Yeah. And that descent footage.
Yeah, there's all those hills.
This is what I'm saying. Training camp, tacos and sunshine. I've been saying that we should go to California all along.
We can't talk about training camps anymore because we just don't do them. We suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think we can do one.
Although the first one was going to Jack's house, and that just
Well, it rains over there.
Yeah, and apparently we should have seen the writing on the wall, and that he just doesn't care about bathrooms.
Yeah, maybe if he'd finished the bathroom.
Just use that 5-gallon bucket.
I would.
So with this in mind, I'm going to jump to tonight's topic, staying on top of things and being restful and fresh. That's what we're going to talk about, trying to stay on top of things because we're reaching the twilight of the year. Brought to us by our friends at Untapped Maple. There it is. Great tasting, pure, clean, powered by Vermont maple syrup. For many are still going strong. Some of us are winding down. For example, I mean, how many are invested in the Vuelta right now?
Me.
Jackson's
Yeah.
invested in the Vuelta. It's
Yeah.
because you
Well,
lost your bike.
It kind of. I know. That's the reason
Yeah,
why.
Sepp helps.
Yeah.
Well, I watched the day that he went into the jersey.
Yeah.
But it's just. I think it's. Yeah, getting the bike back, getting back into training. It's just like I want to stay motivated. I'm trying to make a lot of personal yearly changes, so it's like just kind of all this really kind of tunneled into being into the Vuelta. And I didn't.
Wow.
I couldn't watch the tour like I typically watch the tour, just because of life going on and all that. And so when I saw a Grand Tour going on with people that I actually enjoy watching,
Yeah.
got me into it. Because usually it's like a B team race. It feels like where Roglic goes and Roglic wins, and this year it feels like it's not that.
Yeah.
It feels a little different. So
I think I'm enjoying it. David, you're not watching it at all.
I haven't even been watching the highlights.
Do you even care about cycling anymore? Are you
it's
just here
hard.
for the beer?
I'm here for the beer, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I gotta go pay for it somewhere, so.
Saving a few bucks.
At least in this bar, they listen to me every
Yeah.
18 seconds.
Exactly.
yeah.
And Paul, I know you're into it
Yeah.
just because it has something to do
Well,
with it.
there's a good cast of characters this year too.
It makes a difference.
Yeah.
Characters or what are we? Oh yeah, characters. Actors.
Actors. Well, they're a little
little
bit of
bit.
both in this
Yeah.
one. I'll give you both. You're right.
Especially
I'm
with
sorry.
Remco, he's a pretty good actor.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the only one that thinks the World should be starting in like a week. It's just I keep thinking, we got another couple big ones. Oh no, we got Lombardi and
Lombardi.
that's pretty much it.
And all the small little Italian ones before
Yeah.
that. They're fun to watch.
Oh, you mean the one that Pogacar's probably gonna win?
Yeah, again.
Yeah, he'll probably just win it again.
Yeah.
Really? You think so?
Yeah.
Unless he's totally cashed out.
I'm
Yeah.
just wondering if he's cashed out. Yeah.
I don't know
No,
if that guy's
he-
ever
that-
cashed out.
Yeah. I think I asked this question last week, and I will ask this question a lot more. Who has, quote, started, end quote, their training? And if you have, great. If you have not, when do you plan to start? Who's like 2024 starts today? Cue the Sylvester Stallone music. I'm getting psyched, bro. I'm putting my enemy's pictures on my mirror, and my wife thinks it's creepy. But I am Eye of the Tiger, full go. Is anybody there yet, or at least smaller scale?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty
You're
much
started.
I'm pretty much all in.
So you've like gone into system and started a program.
I haven't done that specifically, but
Okay.
I have in my mind. It's all locked away.
It's right there.
Yep.
Man.
Yep.
All right.
I'm still in 2023. I'm like, I started doing some stuff last week to, like, we went out on the gravel ride and I was trying to get it set up, and the week before that, trying to get used to the gravel bike. So
Yeah.
I'm still in 2023
Because of cross.
because of cross. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
You know
So-
they're completely different, cross and gravel, right?
And we had a little chat about that. As
Well,
in
I
the
only
bike
have one
design.
bike. And
Yeah.
it's like all the same stuff. It's just they made a new category and like
Yeah. I'm convinced that actually I want my next gravel bike to be pretty much a road bike with clearance.
yeah.
I don't know if I want that relaxed any
Long
type of
wheelbase,
thing like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
I mean that's a cross bike, right? That's like
that's pretty
That's
much
what
I think what I want.
33-degree parallel.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I just want more clearance on my road bike. I mean, I don't. These
And
gravel
you probably
bikes,
can. You
Yeah.
probably can get some 32s, 33s. I mean, 35s. You probably even.
I think it'll go up to 35, but then you
Mhm.
don't have any clearance for like mud and rocks and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't ride in the mud.
Well, you can't race
Good call.
bigger than 32s and cross anyway.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Mm.
So, Paul, has
Perfect.
yours started or did it ever end?
It never ends because you never know.
Good.
Well, as we determined earlier, 6 months is not too far away for a 60-year-old. It's like right around the corner. So if I'm
It's
looking forward
true.
to next.
You
next
guys
year.
are thinking like I'm gonna kick
No,
back.
it's so-
And we're like, I can't. If I kick back, I'm
I
dust.
can't stop.
And it comes so quickly.
It does.
Like just
super
fast,
fast.
so fast.
Classics are coming.
Yeah, my dog is. I just found out he's got one more year before he's no longer. I mean, he's going to be a geriatric dog in one more year.
Oh wow.
What
Yeah.
year is that? What
11.
number is it? Is it 11?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Are you
So
excited?
he's 9.5 or a little more than 9.5.
Bender's
Tim
9.
is his last.
Mm.
Bender's 9, and he still acts like an idiot,
Yeah.
but a good
He's
idiot,
9.
He's
He's so
9.
hyper.
right?
Yeah.
I think I have started. I think. So hopefully, oh God, I don't know. What are you guys doing to keep motivated though? Especially in terms of, several of us, it's the same thing. It's straddling a top tube. It's pedaling. It's straddling a top tube. It's pedaling. And not to bash on like, thank you, Paul, the golfers in the world, but after a while, it's like, dude, how are you gonna mix it up? What in the winter are you gonna do to tweak things and get things going? Like, for example, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm glad Paul's away from his microphone because I Googled cross country ski gear this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Sam and I cross country ski as a way to like do a little bit of something else to stay fit.
Yeah, I've been a downhill skier. Downhill skiing is what got me into the sport of cycling. I had a ski coach who was like, "Well, your son's kind of chubby. You should get him skiing. Get him cycling in the summer." I wish I was lying. I'm not. I'm not making it up for comedy's sake.
Did they say chubby? Was
Probably not.
All right.
Fat fuck.
There we go.
Yeah.
So your son's a lard ass.
Yeah.
And
He's simply huge.
he's simply huge size.
No, and he was like, your son needs strength training, and which is a nice way to say it. He told my parents to get me into cycling in the summer, and then the next thing I knew, about 4 years later, my dad looked at me and said, "You got to pick a sport, man." Because cycling and downhill skiing are the two most expensive sports in the world, and I picked cycling, and then so downhill, I love it. I love it. I honestly, I taught downhill skiing. I've done all that kind of stuff. I've raced for a long time, but the cost is so expensive. And I can go for a road ride or a mountain bike ride, and if the weather's shitty, I can turn around and come home. I'm not in any. I haven't paid $200
right
to go to Riverside State Park and ride my mountain bike.
Or wait in line for a chair.
Or wait in line. And I still love downhill skiing to this day and always will. But when I looked at a cross-country ski package, and a fairly good one, boots, poles, bindings, and skis, is around or under $500, that's unbelievable. That and getting in my car and driving up someplace and flailing around for a few hours and then having a beer and going home. Is that okay? Yeah. Beer. I said a beer.
Yeah.
It just several hours after the beer, drive home.
Yeah. It just sounds like shit. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's part of why we've always done it, is because it's such a cheap thing to do in the winter. You have the gear. It's a one-time investment for the most part, because like if you think you need new stuff, you probably don't. Most of us aren't going to be very competitive.
I'm not going to race. Yeah.
And it's not like there's huge advances in cross-country skis. Hopefully somebody, chews me out on that, but it doesn't seem like it to me. And it's so cheap. You pay like $50 for a parking pass every year, and that's it.
Yeah. And Jackson, you're looking for a way to get outside in the winter.
Yeah. I think what I'm staying focused on is just doing whatever makes me feel good, whether it be outside or inside, being active.
Okay.
Just because the winters are long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, whatever that is.
Snowshoeing is actually a lot of fun. Paul, you have your cross-training moment where you do your stairs from hell.
But I'm not kind of in that neighborhood. So this is going to shock. This is going to shock everybody. But since we moved downtown, there's a loop. There's like a 2.5 mile loop that we walk our dog, Flanders. And I said, I think I could run this in the winter.
What? Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
What?
So, yeah. I'm not going to be like Jack. I'm not going to be that crazy about it. But, I mean, just something to get out, get some fresh air. Yeah. And whether it's a run in the morning or in the afternoon after work's done, and go out and grab, 2.5 miles.
Yeah.
And then hop on the trainer once in a while or something. But
have you seen Wahoo's new roller unit? It's out.
Yeah, it's not. I don't want it.
No. We can't get him to convert. We can't.
I will say, though, speaking of living downtown, we rode a little bit of downtown, and you should see this guy, Paul, go downtown.
My wife listens to the show, so you...
He was, in very safe manners, able to maneuver urban traffic in a very cool way.
He's moving like a bike messenger.
Efficient.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, no, it was never at any point dangerous. It was cool to watch.
You're riding like a bike messenger.
Yeah.
No.
You don't have a fixie and a goatee. But,
And my butt crack sticking out.
That's it.
Yeah. What other kind of training are you incorporating into the process? Is anybody thinking, heaven forbid, I'm hitting a weight room? Is anybody thinking about PT? Is anybody thinking about those kinds of things? And how do you record it? Is it going to be something that you're thinking about? Okay, Tuesdays and Thursdays are this. Mondays and Wednesdays are that. I mean, how structured and how much variety are you guys putting into it? Like, for example, last year when I was dealing with AFib, I downloaded strength challenges from Darebee.com, DAREBEE, free plug for them because it was great. And for one of them, for example, was lunges. Like, you get up to the point where you're doing 500 lunges a day.
Those will fuck you up.
Yeah.
You will hurt in places you didn't know existed. And
so what I did was, in my office, I put one of those on the wall, and I would come to school, and every weekday, I would do that step. And then on the weekends, I wasn't there, so I wouldn't do it, and I'd skip those days, but I'd come back. And I did all of them. And, I didn't do anything super cardio, obviously, based, because, I couldn't do any cardio. I couldn't watch a flight of freaking stairs. But I incorporated those in, and they were great. And I know that, for example, I have shoulder, problems and issues like that, so I'm going to incorporate that in. And I've always been a believer in strength training during the winter. I've always done it at least 2 days a week during the winter. I don't know why I stop. I shouldn't.
Yeah.
But I should probably continue something like that. Do any of you guys have any plans like that to add, or is it just like bike focused?
I mean, I think ever since starting back with System again, I've been like fully sold on it. And their strength training is not a huge commitment. You don't have...
It's like 18 minutes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And with 2 water bottles.
Yeah. And that's a really nice aspect of it all, because
they should pay us for this.
I know, right? Yeah. Because I have a really tough time going to the gym. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, same.
But it feels like one of those things where you go and you feel like you're looked at, even though I guarantee that I'm not, and I'm making myself the center of the world.
The bro guys are all looking at themselves, so it's not like they're looking at, hey, look at the guy with the big legs.
Right, yeah.
He skipped body day.
Yeah. And so my own insecurities keep me from wanting to return to the gym. And so I think that's one thing that's really nice about that is I'll get strength training, but not for an hour and a half. I can just do it for 30 or 18 minutes, like you said. Yeah, so I think that's a nice aspect to incorporate in.
Does anybody stretch?
I should.
Hell no.
None of us stretch. We're freaking idiots.
Yeah. Well, I can't say of late, but yoga is a big, huge thing for me. Mm-hmm. And so this, again, the systems, you can actually set. This is the thing that's the advantage. We're kind of making this a big wahoo thing.
We are.
We're such a crazy platform. Though.
It is. I mean, you can set up as just custom. I need a little bit of yoga. I need strength, stability.
Please use the link at Packfiller for this. We might get $5 from this. Yeah.
But all that can be played out, and they roll in. You can put in your cycling what you want on top of that.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter. It's up to me. And I'm like Jackson. I hate going to those places. I really hate going to workout spots and stuff. And I know some people get motivated going to that, but not me.
Yeah.
That's just like, I got to drive all the way there. I don't care if people look at me. It's their fault.
Yeah.
If they have to look at me. Oh, God.
Look away!
I can't get rid of that image. But yeah, I think I just need to. This year was huge for my stability. I could see I was like losing a lot, and like my posture right now is terrible.
Yeah.
So
you go full McConnell on us, aren't you?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. And so
that was not nice. It felt good. Oh yeah.
I just thought you had exceptional posture.
Mm-hmm.
You do? Yeah. I always look at like back and forth between Sam, Jackson, and I'm like, look at us, you young folks, just.
Yeah.
I'm a slincher.
I don't care anymore.
I didn't do 12 hours in front of a bunch of people like you
That's
did.
Fair.
That's
fair.
Yeah. Do you mix it up, David, or do you?
Yeah. I try to do. I've always done like a 3 or 4 months gym membership in the winter, and then I do the trainer, and then like Jackson said, I think the biggest thing is just finding something that is that like you should not in any circumstance be feeling like pressured to do this in the winter, because if you're forcing yourself to work out in the winter and you're contributing to burnout before you even get to spring, you want to hit spring ready to go, not like I'm so tired, I've been like making myself do this, making myself do that. You should just do the things this is my opinion that you want to do that keep you active. That's why I ski a lot in the winter.
Do you know how many red flags went up in my brain when you were saying
about
burnout?
No,
pushing yourself.
The forcing yourself.
Yeah.
If I go 3 days without working out, the devil's on my shoulder going, you fat fuck, you fat fuck, you're a fat asshole, do something.
We all do that.
Something. Everybody's faster than you. They're all working out right now.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking. That's what makes it funny. And so all winter long is sometimes when I get the best of my workout in. Mm-hmm. You guys will see. I'm just like going, on Saturday I did 3 hours on the trainer. You what? Yeah, but I split it up. Every half hour I got off and did 50 sit-ups and 50 push-ups. Why?
And a half gallon of ice cream.
Because somebody was on my shoulder.
That was afterwards.
I couldn't get the little man off my shoulder.
Yeah, he wouldn't go away. That's. I'm serious. Do you guys start with a baseline kind of a fitness test? I know this is turning into a gigantic advertisement, but do you guys like, oh, okay, these are my numbers. This is where I am. This is what I can do. And then test again and then test again. I mean, how structured are you guys when it comes down to it?
I think I am going to personally test again, probably more when it gets to like November.
Okay.
End of October, November. Because right now it's like, I know that I'm not at the numbers that I have in my current Wahoo account, but what's the point?
Yeah.
Right now, changing those. And so I think what I'll probably do is, like I said, end of October, early November.
So you will do the actual Wahoo test?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's way more beneficial to me, at least that I've found, than doing just a regular old FTP test.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of different formulas to that type of thing.
Yeah.
Some people do 12 minutes for an FTP test. Some people do 20.
Yeah,
So it's a confusing world.
Yeah.
The full Monty. That's always
Yeah. And I think it comes down to, for example, when I switch this fitness app, it's my numbers are already different as opposed to Whoop. But if I get a baseline of where it says I am, it's like power numbers. I mean, my 500 watts might be different than somebody else's 500 watts, but who cares? As long as I am training based off of my baseline of numbers,
right.
Isn't it okay?
Yeah.
I would think so. I mean, I did, when I first got on Whoop, I did the, what is that, the whatever,
Wahoo.
40,
Not Whoop.
yeah, Wahoo, yeah, thank you. Was that 40, whatever, that 1 hour test? And
40p, which is
40p.
Oh my God, that's a horrible thing.
that was my
It's a
baseline.
beautifully horrible thing.
And so everything that I programmed in was based off of that,
Yeah.
you know. And then it naturally moved as I got more fit.
Yeah.
It moved, say, you're no longer here. We're moving you up.
Yeah.
This is your new baseline without having to retest. So, and it still seemed hard. It wasn't like I'm like, well, it didn't really bump me up very much. I'm like, oh God, this is making it worse.
Yeah.
I just thought I was feeling better. It just said I got better fit. So,
Davey, you gonna come to the dark side and buy a trainer that actually fights back?
I am going to buy a trainer that fights back, but it's part of that, like doing something that it's like to add excitement to the winter training. I think it'll be fun to have a new toy to train with and something that like changes the dynamic for myself of riding on a trainer. I have only ever done like an FTP test once in my life for a trainer. And then in the winter, I'm just picking something that's like, you know, I'm either staring at a wall, listening to something, or watching a movie, and just kind of like going with I don't have a structured winter plan usually, which it might benefit me too. I just want to feel good when I start in the fall or in the spring. I want to feel good when I go out, and that's when I want to start like really going after it.
I'm the only one in this room who's like 5 days a week, must do this, must do that, must wake up, must do.
I still make myself ride a lot,
and I'm the slowest.
no, you're not.
Yes, I am. Of you guys, don't be nice. Just go, oh no, Pat, you're adorable, and then turn your back and go, fucking guy's right, man. He sucks. You guys are don't be. I'm the one who's like going.
You could probably out TT me.
I didn't in Montana.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't?
No.
When was the last time you rode on those
what was your
aero bars,
time?
though?
I don't know.
I think you did.
I don't know.
I know.
Then if I did, because I only ran about 80%, then yeah, you are slower. I'm just saying.
I seriously, I started training in the 80s, and I've always been under this, not tutelage, but, the Eddie B's in the back of my mind saying, you must, year round, it is, even though you're taking time off, but as of especially January 1st, you are 4 to 5 days a week, at least. And that's just how my brain works. And if I don't, there goes that devil. He's back there.
I don't think there's anything wrong with 4 to 5 days a week. I just think it's also important to remember that having those blocks of 4 to 5 days is good, and then you like put in a week where you have some sort of rest. So instead of 4 rides, you do 3 or you do 2, and take that time in between, and then after that week, you hit it hard again.
Yeah,
and that's what that's what I'm trying to do, is have like a 3-week block and then 1 week rest.
And an additional element in here is, as you get older, if you don't use it, you will lose it.
Right. And so
rapidly.
I think, yeah,
just like saddle-related issues, if you don't use it, you will lose it. Yeah,
that's why I take 500 milligrams of Stiffer in a day.
Stiffer in a day.
I don't know where that came from. I just toss it out there.
just pulled that out of nowhere.
It hit me like a hammer. Say it.
Be funny.
Have another drink.
Yeah. Does anybody mix around with bikes? I know Paul doesn't. Paul's got like his mountain bike is like a practical joke.
Well, I gave that back to Dismount Dave, so I just have. Now I have 2 road bikes.
Nice.
You do. You're a commuter.
2 road bikes and my commuter.
Wow.
And my TT.
Anybody gonna mix it up? Yeah.
With like riding?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think shoulders for me, for shoulder road seasons to me is when I do most of my mountain biking and most of my gravel or cross, whatever you want to call it, on the
Gross
on my gross bike. But I mean, like I do the 24-hour race in the spring because it's fun.
Yeah.
And then the Wednesday night mountain bike series, and I haven't really touched a mountain bike since. And then I'm all road, and then this fall I'll do a lot more. I just want to be out riding. So finding ways to do that when the weather changes is important to me.
Yeah,
I think you got some?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think that I want to take some time to maybe invest eventually in a new mountain bike. I expressed the other day that, like, I think gravel is great fun, but once I get out over a certain amount of distance and I've just been rattled around for that long, I don't know if I quite have the mentality to continue on.
That's so funny, because you came into this in the Ted King, big time gravel, and you were there. It was your discipline.
Yeah, and I think that it's a great amount of fun. I really like those, like, really hard effort type of events. Yeah, intensity.
Yeah.
I really enjoy those things a lot more, where I feel like I can test my limits in that aspect rather than like being out going 15 miles an hour for 11 hours straight. To me, that's just like banging my head against a wall.
Yeah, it's tedium.
Yeah, and so I want to I think I told you this, David, on our ride the other day, that I want to invest in maybe like a hardtail. Again, a pure race cross-country type of machine. And I would like to do a little bit more of that. It could also do something that I realize that I lack in, is bike handling skills in like really quick moments.
Bing, bang, boom.
Yeah, and so I think doing mountain biking could really, really help.
Some of my hardest efforts for the year are these Wednesday night things. The cross races,
they're great.
Always absolutely wreck me.
Yeah.
And these Wednesday mountain bike races, the 24-hour race, I just don't know how to not
go 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're on a bike and it's just you, there's no coasting. There's no like, I'm in the pack, everybody's going this speed. I'm just like 100% the whole time, and I think that's.
I gotta catch somebody.
Yeah.
There's nobody ahead, but I gotta catch somebody.
Get him.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way, and my wife, I've never loved her more. Then the fact that every night she's like going, there's nothing good on TV. Let's watch your YouTube. I love the YouTube you want to watch. And so we're watching a lot of, she likes some of these longer, specifically mountain bike based stuff. Sid and Mackey, I think I talked about on the last episode. And I've just been watching this going, oh my God, they did a 60-mile mountain bike race. And I was going, that's my jam. 60 miles of mountain bike racing would be just awesome, because it's not this short track, which our World Cup has become, where it's, hey, we're going to send you through rock guards. You got to go over this. You got to jump this. Oh, Matthew Vanderpool thought there was an off ramp. No, he's down. And all this kind of stuff. And I like that kind of stuff. And I I do like some of the endurance elements. I don't like the endurance elements where you're sleep deprived, because I think that's just bullshit.
I agree.
But I could get into, I could still do 100-milers and kind of things like that, 100, 115 milers, but I won't do anything beyond that. But I think next year I'm gonna mix it up a little bit, because I did notice that Jackson, like you were talking about the bike handling issue, when we were at the RC3 Crit and I had finished an entire spring of mountain bike racing, I was so much more comfortable in my buffer zone. If somebody bumped me, I was like, whatever, man, and you get out of the saddle in a corner and somebody screams you, you're like, you can't do that. I'm like, geez, easy there, roadie. We're a very uptight bunch. Can we all agree? Yeah. So
Chamois ride high.
So hey, so there we go. I mean, it's going to be an interesting year, and as Paul always says,
there's always next year.
There's always next year.
Oh yeah, this is a good one. Yeah. This is the year of us. Been saying
that. Year of us.
I've been saying that with everyone.
We mean it this time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You've been saying it's the year of us.
I've been saying that. I said it to my wife. I'm like, it's a year of us.
Oh yeah.
I've been saying it about myself. It's a year of me.
Yeah.
It's our year, no matter what.
Yeah.
Fucking
You just watch
out, Montana.
It'll be the year of us.
Yes.
Watch out, Montana.
You're planning your entire season
Around Montana.
It's on a revenge F off of.
I'm not signing up
There
for
is-
No way.
Paul, you're going to be with me.
Yeah.
There
I'm
is
so
only
happy.
one way that it can go. So we've
true.
hit
It
that.
can't really
Yeah,
get
we-
much
if
If you
worse.
hear this noise,
Everything's up.
we've hit that part already. We've
Yeah.
hit rock bottom.
That was rock bottom.
Really?
That was,
Okay.
Well, you weren't in the A group.
Yeah.
It could get worse.
You weren't in the A group. It was. That was
I
not
know.
good.
No, it was. Yeah,
I didn't sign up to race against a Pro 1-2
Shit.
at 60 years
That
old.
was crazy.
As soon as we rolled out on the crit, I'm like, oh man, this brought me back to like when I was 27. I went past Jackson. I tapped him on the shoulder. I got to get this guy up here because things are going to explode. And then we got David in the back, like picking his nose. Hey, where did everybody go? That's what it was.
Have we started yet?
Yeah. God, hey, wait up, guys.
It was one of those races where you feel.
I'm like, this is terrible.
Yeah, it was one of those races where I was like, I feel comfortable in the middle, and then it was just like,
There was no middle there.
yeah, I didn't realize that it was 15 minutes. God.
It's fine.
Oh, we got
Yeah.
45 more minutes to go. All right.
Yeah, somebody
15.
attacked off the front. I was like, is it one to go? He's like, no, we still have like half an hour.
No, he's just
Like-
loosening up his legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
You think he only trains 3 to 4 times a
Nope.
week?
No.
But you know what? They make a living at this. We don't.
a small living.
Yeah.
That's what I like to tell myself.
Yeah.
But it's a living.
Well,
It's not like podcasting. Hey, let's get to tonight's Packfiller picks. We have come full circle. Everybody on the panel, except for one, has done their Packfiller picks. And if you are interested in what these are, you can go and you can check out our homepage. They are all listed in order, 3 picks per person. We will start afresh on our next show, which means probably freaking Sam's going to go, and it's all going to be just like, I think you should pick this, what would you pick?
these hiking poles.
Yeah, these hiking poles. Yeah, what a loser.
Yeah, what a loser.
They extend out for different heights. Yeah. And, and gradient. You can shorten them
yeah.
up.
And if the kids are getting away, you can just hook them with the
I bet he's
poles.
out
Go,
there
"Yep,
trying
come
to.
back, come back, come
I bet
back."
he's out there trying to do a bike fit on his stupid hiking poles. Trying
Bet
to make
he
sure
is.
they're the
Yeah.
right length.
Like he's measuring
Yeah.
it with laser
You
levels.
can hold
and
on
shit
to him
like
and
that.
walk.
You know what? I will genuinely say, my wife and I did a 5-miler this weekend, and your hands get really puffy if you just let them hang by your side.
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
I understand the whole need. I'm sure it's probably traction, but to be honest, if I was like, God, I understand why they have poles, because I can't take my wedding ring off when every cute girl walks by. That was a joke. That was a joke. My wedding ring is tight. And so I'm just like going, oh no, I can't get it off. Well, I've been married for 30 years, so keep it on. David just switched his over like different fingers.
Yep.
Wow, Dr. David. Tonight's Packfiller picks. So it is Paul's time to be able to provide his thoughts, and apparently, no offense, a massive spending budget.
Well, I mean, this is an expensive sport. It's nothing compared to a new bike, right?
Yeah, no.
That's $12,000 at least.
Yeah.
So, to begin, I don't know which one you want to go with first.
Matter.
Do you want to go with in order, Paul? You provided us with this one first, and this was
cool.
the Muck-Off Ultimate. By the way, all of these are links on Amazon. You can do that, and by the way, we'll get 29 cents. Muck-Off Ultimate Bicycle Cleaning Kit. So talk to me about why this was the choice, Paul.
So what triggered actually our ride Saturday is these guys made a comment that my drivetrain was so clean. And so to me it's like
crazy.
Part of bikes are so expensive. If you keep it clean, it's going to last longer.
Yeah.
My chains can last longer. I don't have mechanical problems. And chains are expensive. I mean, I remember this black chains for $7.99.
They were such a bargain.
Yeah.
And they would
That's what I paid
last
for a
like
chain.
5 years.
Yeah, well, I would go every week. Every month I would change. Excuse me. Every month. Excuse me.
What the what?
But that's just because there were $7.99.
Fail at everything. Yeah.
And then I never had because I went like 6 months once on one of those chains, and then I had to replace my freewheel, not cogs.
Oh yeah, which was
so.
A lot
Then
more
I thought
expensive.
at $7 a month, that's what I'm going to do. So
Yeah.
But anyway, with the expensive stuff, your drivetrain is very important, and I thought keep your bike clean, and that kit just.
This is a full
deal.
meal deal.
And you'd really do it. Don't half-ass. When you go to clean your bike, you should clean it at least, in my opinion, twice a month,
Yeah.
up and down. Yeah, I know.
Jack David, and I want to know, how often do you clean your bike?
Well, I don't do the frame as often because it's just dirt on there, but I do my drivetrain pretty religiously. And that's part of why I plugged the...
How would you define pretty religiously?
Well, I lube the chain almost every ride with the self-cleaning stuff.
Okay.
And then I would say it's probably every 2 weeks to every month that I go through and actually try to scrub the stuff off with a little brush and some degreaser. Mm-hmm. But just the drivetrain. Like I don't focus on the chain or on the
cogs.
The frame.
Uh-huh.
And that's why it's black. What are you guys laughing at?
I'm like, I don't know.
I know what my answer is.
Because Jackson's fucked right now.
What's Paul's next step?
No.
Paul's next
Jackson, how often do you clean your bike there, buddy?
A lot. I clean it a lot, okay?
How often do you
And
at
it
least
is.
lube the
We
chain?
did have this talk. It's harder now that I'm in my condo.
Yeah.
I don't really have it. When winter comes, I've got to come up with a different plan.
Yeah.
No. He has a garage. He has a garage.
With a car. But I don't
Which
clean
can
it
be backed
terribly often. I do clean it. I have cleaned it. Yeah.
I've
Anyways,
cleaned it once.
What's our next product?
This one is it's right now it's 23% off. $100.01. Look at that. 101. I use Muck-Off stuff. It is I didn't until this year. I'd heard about them, and mind you, you look at the graphics on there that they show. Where's my icon? It's all like clean your mountain bike, get dirty, do this shit, but they make brilliant stuff. I went to REI and bought, because, and I know it's not an LBS, but my mother-in-law bought me an REI gift certificate. And I went there and I bought the whole kit with the brushes and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Brilliant cleaning stuff. Mm-hmm. And you can be very, earth friendly with it, because I bought some concentrate that you pour into bottles and you just shake it up and you're good to go. Really good shit. Good shit.
You want to know what's the worst about it?
What?
I have this.
Oh, God.
It's just never been opened. I've had it for like 6 months.
That's really bad.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's really bad. Okay, I know.
And here's the funny thing is, I have like piecemealed mine together, just like, oh, that's on sale, so I buy it.
Yeah.
And like some of my brushes, like I need to throw these away. But,
Yeah.
But you know what I tend to use a lot? Old toothbrushes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just steal them and bring them down here.
Dude, Sam,
They work great for cog brushes.
I just need to poke fun a little bit real quick, okay? Because he does the chain. and
Listeners
the
are
drivetrain.
expecting you to dump on him.
Okay, but this guy, he like baby wipes the frame after like every ride. The Mr. Clean wipes, shoes and helmet. You ever notice how white his shoes and helmet are? He does that routinely, cleaning his shoes and helmets with the with the Mr. Clean wipe, the whole frame, the whole thing. He's like, I don't know if he's trying to save weight, like by getting the dirt off, like
No,
marginal
vain.
gains,
He's
like
vain.
Yeah, if he's vain, I don't know.
He's got to draw attention away from his beautiful ass.
Well,
You two and his ass. I'll tell you what. It's
Sam's got a great ass.
like a
No, he
moth to a
doesn't.
flame.
God. All right, next on Paul's list is the Park Tool. I loved how it says unisex.
yes.
Because,
I-
men and women alike can use this park stand.
I think that I was hoping they're referring to different types of bikes.
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, but it still makes me laugh.
Yeah, it is funny.
Team issue repair stand. Now, I'm going to pull a little bit of a wait, what? This is a $420 bike stand.
Yeah, and it's not ideally. Probably a better one would be like a shop one, but this is a more stable, more versatile. That's what I pick. I have a cheap version of that,
Is it the feedback one?
Mm-hmm.
I do
what I
too.
have, too.
but and it's good. But there, I get frustrated with this one. You can actually
Packable.
strap it down. Yeah, so that's my dream stand. Is what I will probably eventually. I mean, it's the one I have is half the price.
Yeah.
That feedback one and that one.
But it's like this, the
It's
clamp, right?
It's all right. But this one is really good. So
I really miss clamp stands.
I like them, but I don't like clamping my carbon.
No,
Yeah.
you
In there.
can't anymore. And
You're
I
not
miss the
supposed to,
days when you could have your front wheel on your bike while you were working on it.
Well, why can't you do that with like the feedback? I just clamped the seat post. They're designed to be clamped at the seat post.
Our feedbacks
Are
we have
like
are very
this.
similar
Yeah,
to this.
I have
where
one
you
like
hook
this.
the
They're
full-
portable type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I used to
doesn't-
have.
It's not a clamp like a.
No.
Oh, I have a
No.
feedback that clamps the seat post.
Yeah.
Oh,
great.
interesting.
And you can. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and that's better. Back in the day when we had to do he had to adjust his headset,
Yeah.
and on the top of the climb, they had plenty of time to wait for me to come up over. So he
Sure.
took the tools out,
Yeah.
and I said, "You have no
You
idea."
get to relace the wheel if I
Yeah,
was
probably.
there. Yeah, if I was there. Yeah.
He
yeah,
just
yeah.
rebuilt his headset
Yeah,
when I was
exactly.
there.
Jesus Christ, is that an
yeah.
oxyacetylene torch?
So anyway, I said, "You guys have no idea because back like the headset like behind there."
Yeah, Eddie.
You
here.
didn't.
Yeah.
You couldn't carry tools like my headset's loose. No, you're riding that until you get home.
But you could do it with your hands. You could
No,
just
yeah,
tighten
they'd
one
back
down
off.
and tighten the other one down.
It would
but
back
it could
off.
it could keep you going. though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
appreciate those.
you had to
better.
have strength of Thor to kind of lock that down.
So a $420 stand.
Yeah, and it rotates. It's good for cleaning. Again, I'm pushing that because you can
Yeah.
actually rotate it around, and that helps. That stand you can, fold up,
Yeah.
especially for somebody that lives in a condo or an apartment.
Yeah,
Instead of
that's true. I understand
That's-
what you're
yeah.
saying now. Yeah.
Sam has one of these. He uses it.
Does he?
Loves it. Yeah. So
Then
I just don't like taking the front wheel off.
I don't either.
Yeah. Especially with disc brakes.
Yeah.
You can't readjust the disc brakes.
And you got to go through, all that stuff. You gotta have all those adapters. Now this one, I gotta call Paul out on a little bit. It's the Thule Round Trip Pro semi-rigid bike case with assembly stand. Now the assembly stand is unfreaking believable that you have a carrying case that you can ship your bike in that basically has a shop stand. I'm gonna let the listener know, because you're not probably watching us right now on the studio monitors, $825.03.
If you travel, that is the ultimate.
Having a semi-rigid casing to it is vital.
It's huge. This is what I use. I borrowed it from a friend of mine, Jeff Cohen, and he travels quite a bit, and he has like 2 other cases maybe, and he says it's got rollers on
Rear
it.
wheels.
Yeah, I
You
carry
grab it
around.
from that lower handle.
So the
boom.
rigid, so it collapses actually down. I don't know if they have a picture of it when it's all collapsed when you pull everything out. The rigid sides actually fold up and fit inside, so it's just that the base part. So it actually you can put it and store it away. It doesn't store.
So
it
it's
like
not
that.
taking up all the room in your hotel room.
Yep.
That's very nice.
That's cool.
And
You got to remove saddle and bars
Yep. Saddle bars, of course. Again,
and pedals.
and pedals. That's about it.
You always got to remove pedals.
Again, if you have disc brakes, a little bit of a hassle, but it does have a disc brake adapter where it clamps on.
Yeah.
So what happened when when I got my bike because it missed the flight, and I got it the next morning, I just went out on the patio of our Airbnb, and where the bike clamps down, there's a little thing you detach, and that's the bar, the part of the stand. Inside there it is. Go back. So that black piece where you see the silver on the bottom, right
here,
there.
Yep. Here.
You pull that base still. Your bike's still attached to that. There's legs inside the case you pull out, so that's the tripod.
Turns into that.
Right, that. And
That's
then you
pretty
just
cool.
start assembling your bike. And that all those pieces are part of making
That's
it
pretty
rigid.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's
For
pretty
$800, I mean, you can spend for a hard case like $1,000 or
Yeah.
so.
That's pretty on par for the cost of those. And I will say, when I traveled my brand new time down to California earlier this year, on the way back, I pulled it out of the case and it had some rigid supports on it. And somebody must have dropped something on it or something. One of those supports was completely kinked, like right by the frame. It would have cracked the frame for sure. And there is no coverage from the airline.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have a good case like that and something happens, you're SOL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My boss used a different case, and it was a soft case, and he was heading down to St. Louis to see his son and do a Grand Fondo.
Mm-hmm.
And his, I think it was his drive side, maybe his non-drive side chainstay was broke.
Oh.
And there's nothing you can do except send it to Carbon Repair.
Yeah, and that's exactly what
and
he
get
did.
false promises.
Yeah.
Wait.
Exactly.
And wait.
So there are Paul's wrecks. So let me know what you guys think about those ones. They're not cheap, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Isn't it, do we get
13,
a percentage on the amount?
$1,400? Yeah, we should. Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody please go buy the Thule Round Trips semi-rigid bike case. And I can buy beer for these guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next off, and this is, I can't believe we're waiting for the end of the show for this one, but Ask Dr. David. This question came to us, and this is an interesting one because I believe...
How did this question just come in?
Did it come in from your wife?
You have notes!
Yeah.
Oh, boy, do I.
Handwritten?
Yes, I explored the Journal
We can't
of
read it 'cause
Sexual
he's a
Medicine.
doctor.
Yeah.
Did you
Well...
Yeah, it's a real journal.
The question was regarding the cycling effects on sexual health, but benefits and negative aspects. Because whenever if anybody were to Google cycling health, you would immediately say
Erectile dysfunction.
your erectile dysfunction. You're going to have some
We already
problems.
busted that, though.
Yeah, we have. And so, but there are also talks about the potential benefits involved. And, and I would like to see now... we got to start with the rest of the panel here. We can't just go straight to the source. And Jackson's going to be very uncomfortable because he's talking about this in front of his father. And even more because his father's going to be talking about it in front of him. And use it and lose it kind of a thing like that.
Nice.
How do you guys find negative or positive aspects from your cycling life that lead into your boudoir?
Are we going on personal experience here?
No, what do we
What are
think?
opinions?
The panel's going to only have to be off of that. You're taking medical history and stuff like that.
Oh, so-
we can't do that.
Oh, so the question is, repeat the question.
Cycling and sexual health.
Well, that's so open.
For example, I am probably more sexually active because I'm physically active and it leads to physical health and I'm not unable. I have found that, adrenaline and those types of things, can help out in those ways. You're looking at me like, it's just,
With erection.
He doesn't.
I'll just say it. I'll say the words. I use these words all the time.
Yeah,
like
I mean, it's
erection.
clinical.
Does anybody have
That's why
anything
we
before
giggle,
we just...
because
Does
we're not
anybody
clinical.
have anything before we just all get open season to giggle like children?
Yeah.
No. I refuse.
Not.
Jackson, where's my grandbaby?
You haven't been riding enough.
I think for other people, I don't know. It probably, I've heard that, I don't know if this is correct. but
You're asking for a friend.
No. Doesn't exercise like increase testosterone levels? Yeah.
One would say. David's not responding.
Well,
until he gets a chance to.
Paul said yes, and as somebody who's also married to a healthcare hero, I'm not making fun of the position. I'm just saying,
He's also got a lot of experience.
That's right.
Saddle up. I mean, nothing stops him.
Yeah,
That's
right.
Yeah.
So
it's training. It's resistance training.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Paul's word for it here on this one.
Oh, I hope you stuck with us to the end of the show, everybody. Paul, you got anything before we go straight to the source?
Yeah, I think I'll continue on with him. I think there is a proven fact that exercise does increase both male and female testosterone, which is the drive for sexual drive. And on a personal level, when I am fit, believe me, and I'm sure that's
come
the
in
testosterone.
from the shower, freshly shaved legs, glistening, steam still coming off you. She's like, break me off a piece of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I.
Meanwhile, my wife's just like,
yeah. Take a long enough shower.
Jesus, you turn off the light.
No, I think
read my iPad. She's not listening tonight. I can hear her moving around, so I'm safe.
Okay.
Well, I think I think not just on personal level, but I think that's a misnomer. People think cycling is not any physical thing is a big bonus, but cycling, because the only drawback.
Okay, honey, I'm ready. Oh no! It was the ride.
The only personal experience where I think is a negative is after, like some big long hard rides or races.
Yeah. Is
later that night cramping in the middle of action.
Oh.
That is bad because you don't want to scream. The wrong. I'm just saying.
Oh God.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And it has happened.
I think
because I've got mileage.
Speaking
I've got mileage.
It's not the years, baby. It's the miles.
Okay, this is such a this goes so deep. Like the levels in which exercise in general benefits the levels in which general health benefits sexual health. I didn't need to look this up, but I did for you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Just to know, this is something I do know in general, that the
he's in
more
his scrubs,
you are,
by the way, everybody. Yeah.
I left my badge in my jacket, but
that's
anyways,
beneficial.
the more fit you are in general, the better your overall health, the better your sexual health, and it's for so many reasons. Okay, so first of all, blood flow is a huge issue contributor to arousal, to your ability to get an erection as a male, or your stimulation, the blood flow to the clitoris. We're going to use that word too.
Oh, the clitoris! He said the word.
All of that.
You perked up like an 8-year-old.
He said the C word.
The more you exercise, the more you can produce an aerobic exercise, the better you will have blood flow delivery as a man to your penis, and to a woman as your clitoris. I can't get anywhere with this.
No.
All right. So
it's
anyway,
fun.
The more you exercise, the less erectile dysfunction you're going to have as a male.
Wow.
The myth about that is a myth about cycling. There is no proof that cycling causes ED. You will be able to increase blood flow down there, which is going to increase your drive. You're going to increase your endurance if you think about it. That's a good thing.
Unless you cramp up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exercising.
You can fight through that.
You could fight through that one. Exercising has been proven to decrease your stress levels, your cortisol, which overall is going to give you, you would be more likely to be aroused or in the mood at the end of the day. And then what you said, when you're fit, it shows it's because you have better confidence, and with increased confidence comes an increased sex drive. They actually
I don't know about that one.
Got to get fit first.
All I know is I come in and she's like, "Shut off the light."
Well,
I understand.
All right. Turn the light on.
The foreshadowing from earlier.
Yes.
I actually found a study that showed that couples who exercise together who like do physical activity together are also.
This is the tie back to your
This is the
gravel
tie back.
ride.
Oh,
They are
okay.
more-
I
they
thought
are-
it was personal.
There's an increased arousal following the activity together. You're more likely to find your partner attractive afterwards and engage in sexual activity. So the girlfriend rides, the wife rides, husband rides, whatever, those are good things. And then the last thing I would like to say is I also found another study. People who are active into their 60s oftentimes have the same sex life as somebody 20 years younger than them.
Paul Maine.
I don't mean to look right at you, Paul, but, you know.
I'm figuring just the age part.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know. Oh, God.
That sounds like. Oh, it kind of sounded like a death.
I just Googled sexy music. I can't play it because
okay.
because Netflix.
get nailed.
There's absolutely no doubt that exercise contributes to a better sex life. And back to the thing from last week, there's absolutely zero evidence that having sex before an activity hinders your performance the next day.
I think I feel better.
Yeah.
You guys feel better?
Yeah.
Much better.
I was never like upset about it. You were the one that brought this to the table.
You guys interrupted me because my next question was going to be, was it good for you?
What's it?
That was an informative Ask Dr. David.
Yes, it
Even
was.
though I tried to ruin it every step of the way.
I tossed him one on the ride, but well, I mean, a question. Excuse me.
How does that even like primarily relate whatsoever?
Everything relates. Tossed one off. Come on, Jackson.
No, we tossed one to it.
Yeah. So
it said
anyway,
toss.
I have a question for next week.
Yeah.
And I'll share it with you.
Okay.
And see.
Okay.
And we talked
Oh.
about it.
Oh, do okay.
Yeah.
That'd
But
be good.
can I do a little shout out to
Yes.
a local rider heading to National Gravel Championships? Stu
Oh,
Feld.
is he really?
He got
Wow.
second in the state championship in the hill climb
Shit, man.
a couple of weekends ago,
Wow.
and he's heading to Nebraska down there, and he will be going to Worlds. Although Worlds has changed their course, he doesn't know where it's going. But
Wow.
Is he wondering
So-
if he should fly his wife with him based off of prior conversation?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
she's been every race I've seen.
No, wow,
seen
so
that,
that's
so
why he's doing
I
so
think
well.
everything's doing okay.
Hey, it worked for Greg LeMond. Greg
Yeah.
LeMond was the first person to say all that stuff. He's like, oh, this is mental.
And they have 4
health.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have 4 kids. And a successful bike company.
Yeah. Well, kind of. Somebody tried to ruin that.
No, his new one. His new one.
Oh, yeah.
The electric bikes.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Which I would ride. I would ride in a minute. One of those things. They're clean looking. They're beautiful. It's a good looking e-bike. It's not like this aftermarket shit that David's got out in my driveway, lowering
fast.
property values.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys!
So
I
fast.
for you listening, I got on David's e-bike that you added to it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll ride it out the driveway." My driveway's in an uphill slope, and I hit the gas on full assist, and I almost didn't make it out of my driveway because of the corner. I was going so fast by the coming out of that corner. I would do it if we had good weather. I would commute on one of those things. I think.
I've been commuting every day for like 2 months.
Really,
It's good.
it hasn't made you faster though.
No, I don't pedal.
It's not the point.
There you go. I still have my final question from last week, and I guess I'm going to keep it for another week because we are at the end. We are reached our 90-minute threshold, and Jackson's already yawning. Everybody, thanks so much. Be sure to like and subscribe to our podcast and our YouTube channel. I know it sounds like a lot to ask, but it's super simple. It's a click from you. It makes all the difference to us and our advertisers. And I honestly think I'm just going to call this show Better Lover tonight. Better Lover.
How to be a better lover.
How to be a better lover. Yeah, exactly.
Ride your bike.
Ride your bike. Ride your bike.
Ride your
There
bike.
we
Ride
go.
your wife.
Oh, that.